Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel for another video today. I have a little bit of a different video for you guys today. I decided to start a series here on my channel all about Mounjaro, but in a different way than what I've normally done. Like I've normally just sort of covered my experience with Mounjaro, and I want to flip the switch a little bit and start talking about more like educational things regarding Mounjaro. So that is where we are starting. Today, we are gonna be doing some stuff. I've been doing some research, okay? So we today are going to be starting with why you may not be losing weight on Mounjaro. I've gotten this question a lot over the course of my personal Mounjaro journey, and so I decided to do a bunch of research and figure out the reasons why you may not be losing weight on Mounjaro. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right on into it. I have 5 reasons for you guys. Let's get going. To start off, also, I'm in a bit of a different spot today. This is actually our loft upstairs. I have a dog on my lap. I have a mini fridge over here. This is actually Chris. He won this at work, my husband. So we have a mini fridge up here. So yeah, it's a different setting. And of course the mini fridge decides to start running like right when I decide to film this video. So hopefully that's not too distracting. Let's jump into it. So the first thing that I want to say about Mounjaro before jumping into the 5 reasons is that not everyone responds to Mounjaro in the same way. There was a study done recently in the UK where over 1,900 people participated in the study, and over 8.5% of those people either stopped Mounjaro either because of the side effects that they just couldn't handle or because they just weren't losing weight. So I do want to just go ahead and get that out of the way. Everybody is going to respond to Mounjaro differently, and you 100% are not going to respond the exact same way that I respond, and vice versa. So please keep that in mind as I go throughout this video and as I continue on this series of educational videos on Mounjaro. We are all different. We're all different in every aspect of our lives, and so why would that be any different with a medication? So wanted to get that out of the way. So the number 1 reason, well, these aren't necessarily in order, but the first reason that I have for you guys on why you might not be losing weight is that you are not doing proper titration. And that could either be your fault, i.e. you're not taking the medicine at the same time, the same day every week as you're supposed to be. Some people try to like spread their shots out because they're so expensive. Some people, forget and they take it the next day. And so they're not consistently taking it every week on the same day around the same time as they should be. And that can definitely affect your results because it affects the medication levels in your body at different times. But it also could be the doctor or the provider that you are seeing. I have seen so many posts of people saying that they have been on 5 milligrams or 7.5 milligrams for months and months, and they're not losing weight. It's different if you're on 5 milligrams and you're consistently still losing the weight. But if you're not losing weight, then your doctor should be titrating you up. You should obviously start your Mounjaro journey at the 2.5 milligram dosage. And for most people, increase after about a month, every month, until you find sort of that sweet spot where you are losing weight. But I see doctors who like to leave people, especially on like the 5 milligram dose, for a long time, and they're not losing the weight, and they do their program differently where they're like, oh, we do 3 months on this. And then, I've seen all types of different things. And then it's not working for specific people. Again, this goes back to you're different than I am, and 5 milligrams for 3 months may work for me, but it might not for you. So I think it's really important to have a really, honest and raw conversation with your provider about what you expect, how they do things, so that you know what they're going to be doing from the very beginning. There are so many ways to get Mounjaro nowadays. I mean, you can go online and do like a 30-minute consult with somebody online and get Mounjaro. And while that's great, I guess, but that doctor doesn't really know you or know anything about you and your history, and they definitely can't get all of that information in 30 minutes on a Zoom call, right? So it definitely I think is prudent to make sure that you are spending enough time picking a provider who's really going to get to know you and who you are not just another number or another sale to, because titrating properly is the most important thing. If you're not taking enough, then you're not going to get the appetite suppression that is needed to lose weight. So that's the number one thing. And then it goes into the number two thing sort of is that you're not eating enough food. Number two. Now, I know that's kind of counterintuitive to what I just said, but there is also such a thing as being on too high of a dose to where you are literally eating nothing and then your body is in starvation mode, right? There is this decades long history of yo-yo dieting where you eat 10 or 1,000 to 1,200 calories a day for months and months, and you do so well, and you lose 40, 50 pounds, and then you go back to eating even just a normal amount at 16, 1,700 calories a day, and you gain all the way back because your body has been in starvation mode for so long. I mean, there's so much evidence around this that you have essentially killed your metabolism, and now every little bit extra food that you give your body, it is holding on to in order to not die in its mind. Your body is trying not to die and it's trying to protect its organs. So if you are on a super high dose of Mounjaro or a dose that's just too high for you and you're not eating enough food, it is very likely that you are A, harming your metabolism, and B, just not eating enough food to where your body is not going to release any extra stored fat sources because it wants to hold on to it all. So it really can go both ways. You're on too low of a dosage or you're on too high of a dosage. Number three is that you have other underlying medical issues that prevent you from losing weight. Oh my gosh, this goes back to the first part where I was talking about how it is so important to really pick a doctor who's going to get to know you, know your health history, know your journey, know everything about you so that they can make the most informed decisions. I 100% recommend getting just some basic blood work done in the beginning of your Mounjaro journey. You want to know where all your numbers are, and you want basic blood work to flag if there is something else, some other underlying issue that is causing you to hold on to weight or not be able to lose weight. My doctor personally, we do blood work every 3 months, and that is something that is standard with my doctor. And he is not an obesity doctor. He is a family practice doctor, but he has seen enough in his life to realize, oh, maybe I need to, monitor things, especially with the risks of like thyroid cancer and pancreatitis. It's very prudent to monitor your blood work. So if you have a doctor that is not doing that, I would say get another doctor, but that's your choice, obviously. But you want your overall health to not suffer from taking something that's supposed to help you. So get your blood work tested. If your doctor's not doing it, request that it get done every so often. They should be able to justify it to insurance companies just with the fact that you're on this medication that has these known possible side effects. It's not that big of a deal. Get pricked every 3-4 months and stay up to date on your entire health picture, not just the number on the scale, because I feel like that is ultimately the most important thing. Number 4, this one is so undermined. Drink water. The number one thing that Mounjaro does in your body is slows down your digestion. If you slow down your digestion so much and you're not lubricating it with enough water, girl, how are you going to go poo-poo? You got to keep everything moving. And one of the main factors in people who don't take Mounjaro of constipation is not drinking enough water. One of the main factors of literally water can change your life. Water can do everything for you. It fixes your skin. It fixes your headaches. It fixes your absorption of vitamins in your body. It fixes your digestion system. It can curb your appetite. Drink the water, y'all. Do some research on that. Drink the water. If you are not drinking at least your body weight in ounces a day, then you need to be, because it's amazing how much on the weeks when I drink water, how much better and less bloated I feel. And when I was losing all the weight, I would lose like double the amount of the weight on the weeks that I was being really conscious about how much water I was drinking. So you gotta drink your water. There's just no way around it. You gotta drink all the water all the time. Even if you think you're not thirsty, Drink the water. Just drink it. Drink your water. Okay, number 5. I've kind of been touching on this one a little bit. I kind of grouped a couple of things together here. The first one being that you just haven't been on the medicine long enough to really see any major weight loss. I have not been shy about the fact that the whole first month of my journey, I took phentermine, and that really sort of catapulted and sped up my weight loss. And most of the weight that I lost, I would argue, in that first month was the phentermine and not the Mounjaro. It does oftentimes take, especially with the 2.5 dosage, it does sometimes take a little bit of time to get going as you build up in dosaging, which again is why titration is so important. So it could just be that you're not losing any significant amount of weight because you're not up on a high enough dose. You haven't given it long enough. Now, I have a friend who actually got all the way up to like 7.5 milligrams before they started actually losing weight. And the thing that changed it for them is that they changed their injection site. So that's another little tip that I just thought of right there in my brain. If you have been used to injecting in your leg, maybe try your arm, maybe try your stomach. Try out different sites, try out different sides of your body. There are so many different ways that you could inject this medication, or places that you could inject this medication. And let me tell you, I'm going to do a video on that in this series, but the injection site matters. So if you've been doing one religiously, you've been titrating, you've been doing everything else right, and you still aren't losing weight, I would highly recommend switching up, even for a week, switching up where you inject and seeing if that makes a difference. I can always tell in the side effects that I have. If I don't feel anything in the first couple of days, then I don't think it's going to work as well, and it usually does not. So, if you inject it in your arm and you're like, oh my God, I feel so full and I have all the heavy feeling in my stomach, and you have all of these side effects all of a sudden, then maybe you should keep putting it in your arm and maybe that'll work better for you. So yeah, you're not giving it long enough. You're not, especially if you're titrating properly, give it a little bit longer of a time. But also, to go along with what I've been saying, you just may not have the right doctor. There are so many doctors, like I mentioned, out there that are just trying to sell a pill right now, or a shot, right now, and they will give it to anybody who pays the fee and gets on for 20 minutes and talks to them about their weight problem, and I feel like that is very counterintuitive and very wrong, in the sense that you could be giving medication to people who don't need it. People online could be lying about, things that may otherwise disclude them from taking Mounjaro or Zepbound. So I do think that the relationship that you have with your provider is vital. I message my doctor through the app anytime I feel a little bit weird, a little bit off, or I feel like I need to get this tested or that tested, or if I have a new side effect that has popped up. I feel like staying in constant communication with this medicine is so important. It's such a new drug, and we just don't know what the long-term effects are of it. And I think that relationship is important with your doctor. So make sure that you find one that really cares about you and your health, and not just selling you some medicine. That is a huge tip that I have, and I've been saying that all along. If you don't like your doctor, if something feels wrong, if they're just pushing things at you, then maybe it's not the right one. So yeah, I hope this video helped. Let me know if you have any other thoughts below. And stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a video very shortly on Mounjaro and how exactly it works. There's a lot of people who have been asking more science-y things about it, and, people that want to know not just that it works, but how it actually works. And then also one on how it worked for me as a personal non-sciencey experience. So we're going to be delving into this series here on the channel, and I hope that you enjoy it. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe so that you don't miss any videos. And I will see you guys very soon for another video. Have a great day, guys. Bye. Till my shadow turns to sun rays.